Welcome to Gravitas Studios, Behind the Boarding Pass podcast. In this part of the world, a recommendation is stronger than any advertisement. People don't just trust you because you talk well. They trust you because someone they know has already tested you and survived. And that was exactly how this story started. It was after a church service. A confident client of mine, someone I had helped before successfully, introduced me to a man called Francis. He shook my hand, smiled politely, and with confidence he said, "Please, I want you to help my junior brother come to Europe for studies." Now, I didn't know Francis, but the person who gave him my number had already used my services and brought his wife to Denmark. So to me, it wasn't just a random referral. It was credibility. It was trust. It was proof. So Francis called me later that day. His voice was calm, respectful, soft-spoken, the kind of voice that makes you believe. This man is serious. He introduced himself properly, and then he said, "I live and work in Denmark. I want to bring my junior brother, Kelechi, who lives in Agbor, Nigeria." I listened carefully. Then I asked the questions I always ask. How old is he? What's his highest education level? Has he ever been to prison? All the answers were clean, favorable, perfect. I told him, "Call me back when you have his education certificates. Then we can talk business." And just like that, the deal began. But that same day, Francis introduced me to another friend. His name was Franklin. And Franklin also wanted the same service, but for his own junior brother named Ebenezer, also living in Agbor, Nigeria. So now, we had two brothers, two sponsors, two dreams, two families counting on me. I decided to do something I normally do. I created a WhatsApp group so that the students could talk, bond, and become friends before meeting abroad. Because when they finally land in Europe, they'll need each other. Now let me pause here, because this is where many problems start. This is where brother becomes businessman. You see, sometimes these so-called sponsors, they pretend they're helping their brother, but the truth is, they are the real clients. They collect money from the student, then come to me, and start negotiating like they are doing charity. Meanwhile, they have already collected double or triple the money from the student, and you won't know the truth until everything scatters. That's why I prefer to speak directly with the student. Long story short, both Kelechi and Ebenezer secured admission. 7 weeks later, boom, almost 95% of the students got called. Visa approved, celebration everywhere. But now, let me focus on one person, Kelechi. Francis was overwhelmed. He started praising me like a prophet. "My brother, may God bless you." But after I asked for the balance, tomorrow became 2 days. 1 week became 2 weeks. Nothing. No payment. So I called Francis. And my dear listeners, this is where I knew something had changed. He became aggressive. He said, "Do you think I will eat your money? I am a deacon in my church. Stop bothering me." Ah. So now, I'm bothering you? After I delivered the service? I didn't argue. I decided to check with Kelechi directly. And what he told me made my stomach turn. He said, "Oga, I have already paid my brother Francis." And Kelechi mentioned an amount that was 3 times what I charged Francis. I called Francis again. He refused. 1 month later, I travelled to Denmark. I went to the church. And guess who I saw? Francis. And when he saw me, his face changed. His confidence vanished. 2 months later, I showed up again. And that day, Francis did something that shocked me. In a coffee shop, he brought my money. But instead of giving it with respect, he threw it on my body. Yes, he threw it. I picked my money quietly. I didn't fight him. I just turned and walked away. My dear listeners, let me ask you something. What would you have done? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the next episode, it gets deeper. Subscribe to Gravitas Studios.